Being a man used to be easy. At least that's what they say. Men made all the money, all the laws, and made all the bad decisions. Nowadays, women can make money, they can make laws, and they can make bad decisions. And as we move forward into the future, many men find it difficult to navigate life. But wait, you love easy solutions, you say? Well, then it's possible you may be a fan of men like this.
Well, I'm not convicted of any crimes. I'm a free person who has not been convicted of anything, just the same as you are or anyone else here.
I'm making this video to apologize. Because I f***ed up. Because I'm embarrassed and ashamed. Because I lied. And I misled a lot of people.
Why are you so negative, Wes? Why are you a p***?
You may even be one of those many men who shell out thousands of dollars so that these men can yell at you and call you a loser. I could tell you to reject easy solutions, but that would be mid. Instead, I offer you an alternative to these false gods. Captain James T. Kirk, the man who doesn't believe in the no-win scenario. Captain Kirk is a true alpha male, popular with space ladies and occasionally getting some, but always respectfully. Kirk is also well regarded in his chosen profession. Depending on what you count as canon, he may not be well paid, but he might as well be. Just take a look at his sweet-ass apartment from Wrath of Khan. That sure looks like wealth to me. Kirk comes from a world where individual achievement is the goal, and he perfectly exemplifies that, always living by his own convictions and standards. And yet, Kirk has a softer side, such as when he felt compassion for a lumpy rug and a bunch of silver balls. Some men wanted to kill the rug and the balls, but Kirk said no, you don't kill those balls, and so it was. He also shows compassion towards the young Charlie Evans, and tries to give him some life advice, explaining to him why you can't just slap a random woman's butt anytime you want. On the other hand, Kirk isn't afraid to be an asshole, like that time he went to a planet that was waging a virtually simulated war with its neighbor, in which real people died. Kirk's solution to the problem is to shoot things, and it works. This is actually much less stupid than it sounds. Kirk willingly condemns the people of Amini 7 to the horrors of an actual war, in order to teach them the lesson of how war is. Because the people of Amini 7 don't suffer the loss of property and capital that one normally experiences during a war, they find it easier to repeat the process. But Kirk says, nah, f*** that, and engages in a little sabotage. In another episode, Kirk gives weapons to a tribe of primitive people fighting another tribe, engaging in an illegal proxy war with the Klingon Empire. And so you see, Kirk has two sides to him, and no episode makes that point better than Season 1, Episode 5, The Enemy Within. In this episode, the Enterprise is conducting a geological exploration of the planet Alpha 177. A geological technician named Fisher injures himself and gets transported back to the ship. The transporter seems to have a problem at first, but then Fisher arrives safely. Scotty notes that the dirt on Fisher is magnetic, likely interfering with the transporter. Soon after, Captain Kirk is beamed up, and again there's a slight issue. But Scotty then leaves the room before another Kirk appears. The second Kirk then proceeds to get wasted and assault Yeoman Rand. When Spock asks Kirk why he took McCoy's Saurian brandy, Kirk says he doesn't know what he's talking about. But then again, he always says that in these situations. Scotty then tells Kirk that this weird little dog they beamed up ended up as two dogs, one meek and the other aggressive. Scotty explains that the dog has been split into opposites. Kirk realizes that he's undergone the same process as the dog, and there are now two Kirks on the ship. As time goes on, Kirk becomes more emotional and starts to lose the ability to make decisions, becoming extremely suggestible. Spock points out that one Kirk seems to be imbued with what might be called negative qualities, like hostility, lust, and violence, while the other is imbued with positive qualities, like compassion, love, and tenderness. Spock says that this indicates that Kirk's so-called evil side is vital to his strength. Without this side of himself, Kirk cannot command. McCoy tells Kirk, "We all have our darker side. We need it." This brings to mind the Jungian concept of the shadow self. In the words of Carl Jung, shadow is that hidden, repressed, for the most part inferior and guilt-laden personality whose ultimate ramifications reach back into the realm of our animal ancestors. If it has been believed hitherto that the human shadow was the source of evil, it can now be ascertained on closer investigation that the unconscious man, that is, his shadow, does not consist only of morally reprehensible tendencies, but also displays a number of good qualities, such as normal instincts, appropriate reactions, realistic insights, creative impulses, etc. Most people will naturally try to deny their shadow self, but Jung said that it's better to incorporate it into your own understanding of yourself, a process known as individuation. Now, a lot of guys in the so-called manosphere recognize the value of one's darker side, but the problem is they only focus on this one aspect of masculinity. And naturally, since the logic is so simplistic, it overcompensates for this simplicity with intensity. And so, as a result, being a man means eating raw bull testicles and milk and calling it cereal. It means yelling at gardeners who are just doing their job because they're making too much noise while you're doing your little video. It means treating women like and seeing just how much money you can make off of them. Now, don't get me wrong. Going to the gym, eating healthy, and having more respect for yourself are all good things. They're just not the only things. Of course, Captain Kirk understands this. The life of a starship captain can be a lonely one, much like that of C.S. Forrester's recurring protagonist, Horatio Hornblower. And in his original pitch for the series, creator Gene Roddenberry refers to his captain character, at that point named Robert April, as a space-age Captain Horatio Hornblower. Fittingly, most episodes of TOS will demonstrate Kirk putting concern for his crew above concern for himself. No matter how many red shirts get unceremoniously knocked off, Kirk will always be hurt by the loss of a crewman. In addition, while Kirk certainly breaks the rules now and then, he still respects them, and he understands why they're there in the first place. Like when other Starfleet captains violate the Prime Directive. That's not okay. Many critics have noted over the years that depictions of Kirk in popular culture tend to exaggerate the more aggressive, lustful aspects of the character. The real Kirk, on the other hand, embodies what poet and author Robert Bly would call Zeus energy. In Bly's book, Iron John, a book about men, he said, "There's a general assumption now that every man in a position of power is or will soon be corrupt and oppressive. Yet the Greeks understood and praised a positive male energy that has accepted authority. They called it Zeus energy, which encompasses intelligence, robust health, compassionate decisiveness, goodwill, generous leadership. Zeus energy is male energy, accepted for the sake of the community." Eventually, Kirk accepts that he needs his darker side, and the evil Kirk, who is totally Kirk and not a body double, finally breaks down and seems to accept that he needs his lighter side as well. The transporter, now fixed by Scotty and Spock, scrambles the molecules of both Kirks and rearranges them, restoring the original Kirk. Oh yeah, and then Spock makes a really inappropriate joke to Rand about her getting assaulted by the evil Kirk. That actually happens. That's a real thing. If, like Spock, you find it difficult to converse with women, then I have a comprehensive course just for you. This course is designed to get you out of that rut you're in and make you a real man, a happy, successful, thoughtful man. Now, for an unlimited time only, for the low one-time price of just $60 or $7.99 a month, you get 60 plus hours of content teaching you how to be a 23rd century man. Are you tired of flying Sulu? Here's a solution to check off your list. Once again, this offer is unlimited, as long as Paramount has the good sense to milk that fucker for all it's worth. Although, if you want to be a full-on alpha male, I recommend you pick up the old 2004 DVD box sets. This is the ideal physical media release. You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. Well, actually, this is what peak performance looks like. But you get my point. Pro tip, you can take your Star Trek Blu-rays and put them in the DVD cases for maximum badassery. Oh, and if you're too poor to buy all that, you can give me $1 a month on Patreon, and in exchange, I'll yell at you over Zoom and call you a loser until you turn your life around. But don't turn it too much around, or I can't make money off you. In conclusion, I want to say I know the world today can be confusing. Men used to have clear milestones or cultural markers that they could look at as a way of measuring their own worth. But these days, the importance of those milestones has been largely diminished. Luckily, we still have lasting cultural examples of positive masculinity to look to. And Captain James T. Kirk is one of the finest, exactly because he does not separate the two halves of himself. And frankly, as far as role models come, you could do much worse.
It's okay if you're too big of a bitch to do everything that I suggest. We need fucking losers too.
I dare you dig a little deeper. It makes you feel a little stronger. Who knows what you may find? You'll see in your own time. It might just take a little longer. It all goes by so slowly.